And we are live, man. Welcome back to That's So Controversial Season 2 Daily Chat number 061, man. Welcome back, my good friend Prescott and Mike. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
What's going on, man? Good to see you. Seems like almost once a week. I may be a regular standing at this point.
Sounds good to me, man. Sounds good to me. Did you guys catch some of the show last night?
Yeah, actually, I did. Who's catching some of that? Who's getting canceled? I'm a FUD, was it right? No, not.
No. It was Pepe Le Pew, man. Pepe Le Pew. They was getting at him.
It took them this long to get canceled?
Oh, I see you're an advocate, mom. Oh man,
I'm just saying. It was coming to them.
Yeah.
Decent women without clear consent.
Man, what's going on, show? What's going on, King? What do you call it? It's funny because I want to start Pepe Le Pew challenge. I'm gonna record my son's reaction to the first time watching Pepe Le Pew, and I'm gonna ask him questions, and I want to see if other people do the same thing and see what kids' reactions are to that stuff. Because obviously, my son's never seen Pepe Le Pew in action. Have your kids ever seen him?
I wouldn't even expose them at this point. It's too late. Don't do it. Don't do it. At this point, like I look at it this way, right? And I think you kind of touched on it yesterday. You know, things happened back then, and yeah, it's a learning experience. But when something is so egregious, I don't even want to recall. And especially with the society that we're in today, and we're in a lot of women rights movement, the Me Too movement. You know, it would be something insensitive to even think about bringing back up at this point, in my opinion.
I respect it, but I heard a really good point from somebody in the group chat. She said that there was no consent in the animal kingdom, and they are animals. Hey, mic drop.
But you know what? It broadcasts to animals, right? And animals does not be influenced by this behavior. And telling a little boy that he may be infatuated with, and that's the way you got to go pursue her. Not today, and not ever. I wouldn't condone it. I'm not recommending it. I'm not even on that bandwagon. I'm not even looking at the direction.
Hey, Rick, I think I'm gonna test your theory out and see how far it goes.
What's the theory? No, I'm curious.
You got money to bail me out?
No, you're not a kid, so you're a grown ass adult that can make your own ass decisions. So if you want to be in a pervert, because I ain't gonna lie, I watched some today, and wow, it was tough to watch through adult lens.
Kingdom too,
huh?
I said we're part of the animal kingdom too.
Yeah, I guess we're a little bit higher up the food chain because of this thing, though. We can make choices. The animals don't got no choices, really. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. That they are animals, and quite frankly, in the animal kingdom, they don't give consent. They go get it. But it's a cartoon. It's a cartoon.
It is a cartoon, but unfortunately, what happened is, I think your partner said it yesterday that it's sometimes in your subconscious, teaching it to kids, it's there. So you may not consciously do it, but you're unconsciously doing some of those things. And now that we're talking about unconscious bias in our new workplace and the way that we feel, we think of people, it's not something that you would ever want to put out there in that respect.
I'm curious. I want to see what my son thinks about it. I'm going to let him watch. I'm going to record his reaction. And I want to see what... Huh?
He was asking for bail money. I think you may have to start putting some bail money away.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit.
He's gonna be like, "Daddy, that's how guys talk to girls."
Nah.
All right. To close that subject, let me just real quick this question: when you watch it as a kid, did you feel any kind of way? Like, as far did you think about like relationships and women and stuff like that, or did you just laugh? Like, what's your recollection of Pepe Le Pew?
I'm gonna say, remember watching it. I was like, man, that dude is annoying. Like I could remember, like, yo, my man, like he didn't get like even as a kid, I did see that. Yeah, it was entertaining, but even back then, you kind of gave him a side eye. I'm like, come on, my man,
Yeah, I watched it today. It is hard to watch. I mean, there's no denying that. Like through the lens of today's social landscape, it was a little bit cringeworthy. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be 100% honest. Watching it today, literally today, I'm like,
it's tough.
but I wonder if it's because I have that thought in my head that people are feeling some kind of way.
I don't think so, man. I think it's just being an adult, having the experience that you have, and knowing not necessarily what's happening today, but how somebody else would feel if you even try to do even a third of the things that he did. Not everything that he did, just a portion. It's all questionable.
All right, so that's gonna wrap up that real quick. Just had a few final thoughts. Today we're gonna be talking about the stimulus package that was signed in today. So, with that said, man, the daily chat starts now. Well, welcome back, man. You got Press and Mike on the 1 and 2. What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming through, man. So, yeah, man, this is a topic that Press wanted to talk about today. I appreciate it. Thank you for having a topic that you're passionate about. So, yeah, it was approved today, man. What's going on? What are your thoughts?
I didn't say I was passionate about it. I was like, it's one of those other things that now, we're in the middle of COVID and looking at it from a bigger picture, like countrywide, right? All the laying off of all city workers, state workers, federal workers, all the people that's been affected, small companies, large companies, a lot of people taking job cuts, either losing their job, taking a pay cut, getting furloughed, unemployment. So a lot of people got hit hard, and this stimulus package hopefully can help a lot of people get some money in their pocket immediately to kind of take care of what they need to, whether that's their bills at home, whether that's their relatives that they need to help out in that aspect, or their company get a little boost so they can hire people back for help and hopefully adding more money to the corona vaccine. So this way more people can get vaccine, more vaccine we have available, the better we are off as a nation, and people can kind of get back to normal a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. How about you, Mike? What are your thoughts about this round of stimulus package?
I think it's like putting a Band-Aid on a shot wound. Because 1,400?
Right.
That's not going to do anything for most people that lost their jobs or lost a lot of hours from the businesses being closed. I think what would be better is if they did like they did last time with the unemployment, how they add extra.
That's still in there.
But it would definitely be more than the 1,200. Think about that.
No, so in the continuation, they added $300 in payments to continue through September, I believe. So you'll get a $300 added to your regular unemployment that you normally collect from your state. So there is something in employment.
Yeah, so it's not. I think the 1,400 is a shot in the arm in addition to other, benefits that's gonna help out. But I just hope. I think that a lot of people were blowing through their first stimulus packages. And I think that was
all that
I paid bills.
It was the toilet paper.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of missed opportunities for people who are able to get like the larger sums with with the dependents. There was opportunities to really make that money work for you, man. I mean, people could have really took advantage of the stock market. They could have done a lot of things. And I mean, me personally, I got too many damn bills to invest in anything. So as soon as I got it, I gave it right back.
Well, what happened is, I think in this plan is 1,400, but if you're married and you make, I think, under 120,000 combined income per year, and you have a child, you can get up to $8,200 one shot.
That's for two children because it's like it's 1,400 per person, including children. That's like the parent, the two parents, and the two children. So that would be $1,400 each.
Plus, there's a head of household increase in there as well. So
Oh,
you got to
okay.
look at that. So if you're a head of household and married and kids, I think the max you can get is like $8,200. That's a huge shot in the arm for anyone, I believe.
Didn't they say
Yeah,
if you made more than 80,000, you get less or something like that, or you
yeah.
don't qualify?
It scales down. The more money you make, I think the to get the max is 75 for a single person, 150 for a married couple or household, and the more you make, the less you get, up to a point where it goes down to zero essentially.
Just give me the whole 1,400.
No, but there's a lot of things in that stimulus package that has nothing to do with helping us. A lot of that money is going overseas, man. A lot of that money is going to help countries that are not the U.S. So that's I think that's part of the package that people have problems with.
Have you seen gas prices lately?
Yeah, what is that attributed to? I have no idea. I know they've been going up, but is that a result of Biden?
Probably. I don't know. I'm just
I'm
saying that
genuinely
it's
asking.
gonna go back to them one way or another, whether they give you the 1,400 or not, because things are going up. Like when just say food, for example, they got a little surcharge now, because they lost so much in COVID. So it's kind of like they're giving us 1,400, but we got to give it back to like our retail stores and gas, all that stuff.
But see, this is expenses that you're gonna have anyway, and this is just kind of help you to get through, so you don't fall in deeper debt. And I think somebody identified that in the chat that it's considered income, so you still have to put it on your taxes. It's not free. It's still considered income. So when you taxes, they're gonna tag you for that too.
Right. I'm not familiar with the language as far as that's concerned, but I was speaking to my wife about it, and she was saying something along the lines that she believes that this is like a I guess an advance on our income tax because they're taking it out or something like that. I'm not sure. Have any of you guys experienced that when you've done your taxes that you're getting less back this year?
Actually, I haven't done my taxes yet. I don't know, but it's considered income. So just like any income, you have to taxes.
Right.
I'll let you know next month. April 15th is the deadline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Hillbilly put himself on blast, man. I hope the IRS isn't watching. He said, I quit doing taxes decades ago.
That's where the money's at, man. That's
No. He quit doing it for other people, not himself. That's what he's saying. I'm trying to help him right now.
All right, cool.
I don't want anybody getting jammed up.
Yeah. All right. So Elizabeth answered that question for me. She actually does taxes. She says, no, you don't get less when you file your taxes. All right. That's good to know.
What's her fee to prepare taxes? That's what I want to know.
You're gonna have to ask her after the show, man.
hit it for the show discount.
I know.
promo code that's so controversial.
TSC.
Come on.
Yeah, man.
Put it in there. Get some.
You're breaking up. What happened?
I said our info on there to get a couple of customers.
I know, right?
We should save her for promo Thursdays.
Of stimulus plan. I'm trying to look up some of the aspects of the stimulus plan. I'm not sure if you guys know anything else about it.
I had my notes with me down, and I think I left it in another room. But it gave a guidelines on all the money that's being paid out and how it's being given out.
Right.
Child credit will work. The different infrastructure that money is put towards building to create jobs for cities to improve their infrastructure, their roadways, and other infrastructures that they may need to take care of. So with jobs, in a turn to kind of boost the economy in a way.
When are those checks supposed to be sent out anyways? I gotta know this because I gotta know this because I deliver them.
I'll text Biden later to find out for you. All right.
Oh, word. Okay.
This guy.
Yeah. No, people get super excited when I drop it in their mailbox, man.
Oh, when you slide into their DM, they get excited.
When I slide it into their mailbox.
What we should ask is, when you get this money, what you spend on spending it on?
I'm saving, bro.
I'm
I'm saving and I'm investing. That's what I'm doing.
what kind of investments you are looking at? Putting it in the market,
Stocks.
investing in your own business,
Stocks.
stocks.
Mine is going towards bills because they don't stop coming.
That's one thing, man. Every month they here on time. That ain't never late.
Yeah, they don't care, man. They just don't care. You could be dead for 6 months. And your shit is backed up 6 months.
Yo, but when they cut when they owe you, they take long to cut that check. Yo.
But how often do they owe you? It's really they don't know what to do with that. Ah, shit, we owe the money. How the hell this happened? Who fucked up?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think good.
Now, so can you use that money to start a business and to invest in yourself for it to kind of where you control the growth, right? How much effort you put in. We should see how many what kind of business you can start for under $1,000.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought about preparing taxes myself because I followed this guy on Instagram called Prince Donnell, and he's a millionaire. Him and his wife.
Yeah, but Instagram, like any social media, is only going to show you the top. It's not going to show struggles of how they got to that point. I need to know how did we get there? What kind of training do you need? Do you need a certificate? The classes, the tax classes they take, and then
you have to be certified,
right? And then you have to build up a clientele. In order to make over $1 million, how many taxes do you do? And that's seasonal. Are you doing business taxes quarterly for companies? You got to really dig into it to kind of find out what the actual investment is in time and money in order to build clientele.
The clientele is easy, man. We'll take everybody from this show.
I'm sure everybody already has their tax preparer. This is like one of those things, man. It's like your barber. You don't just
exactly. Yeah, people will cheat on their partners, but they won't cheat on their barber or their tax person.
Or their tax person, man. Because it's a lot of trust. Because even though somebody can pay your taxes, they're not worried about the person who did it. It's your taxes. You're responsible for what that person put on your returns, right? So somebody tax return, you're responsible. So if you can find someone that you can trust, that knows that if you get audited, they can help you answer every IRS questions, then that's a good tax preparer.
Yeah, man.
It's all about trust. It costs a lot of people a lot of money. My boy I wanted to get into it. Just like somebody will put on black on somebody's business.
Someone you know.
Someone I know went to an individual that had a huge clientele, was bringing people in and out because he was getting max returns. Then the IRS, he got audited, and apparently he was making donations that he didn't know about that was getting written off on his taxes, and didn't know. End up on the IRS almost $25,000.
Jesus.
Damn, can't they tell you when you owe 5? When it doesn't accrue?
They're too busy.
They pick random stuff, and if they see an anomaly or something that's crazy, like if you're X amount of dollars, you need a huge portion in order to credit it, in order to get a return. So there's certain things that they have in their algorithm flag taxes. So that's why having a good tax preparer is the way to go.
Now they do it on purpose. They let it accrue that high, and then that's when they go after you. They're like, nah, they don't want the little fish. They want the big fish.
No, I mean, in the case, they wouldn't go after regular people, go after corporations making billions. One hit for them, and they can cover a large sum of people.
That's true. That's very, very true. So I was finding some interesting information in this stimulus package, which one thing is for people who have student loans, they're going to be forgiving. There was on CNET.com, they talked about, forgiving about $10,000 per student loan, and another figure is $50,000. But I think from this statement, it said that Biden is okay with forgiving $10,000 debt, but not $50,000 right now. So I mean, that'll be dope for people who do have student loans to get $10,000 knocked off. That helps.
Yes and no, because the interest alone is gonna accrue 10,000 if you owe a lot anyways, maybe more.
So you don't want
Think
it?
about it. For example, I had an APR of 18%, bro. I had an APR of 18%, and I had to consolidate, and I eventually paid it off. But think about it, 18% every month and let's say you owe like 60 grand. Just
$10,000 helps.
Yeah, but if you're not making, the thing is, at the end of the day, if you're not making the income from the job, then at the end of the day, you're not going to pay it off soon enough, and it'll eventually still go back to what they took off. You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand your logic. You're saying that it's no help. $10,000
No,
off.
it's no help. It's help, but at the end of the day, if it's too much, either way, you're gonna end up defaulting. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's kind of hard to default on your student loan because they're very understanding. If you communicate with them and you can prove your job situation, for the most part, there's ways they can freeze it for a couple of years, or even if you go back to school for a little while, there's ways to stop it from, getting out of hand.
So what they do is you could defer it, but the interest doesn't stop though.
The interest is really low though on student loans for the most part. It's probably the best loan you can get in the country is a student loan. Like, you're not gonna get a cheaper loan than a student loan.
That's right.
So I mean, shit, I'll take $10,000. Even if I had $100,000 debt and they chopped off $10,000, I'm grateful.
That's still something off the top.
Yeah.
Getting a net savings that whether the students or off the principal, 10 grand that you don't have to pay out of your pocket. But but same pocket. I don't want to go too far off. But let's the people who actually go to school get all these school loans and the job that have nothing to do with it. They're paying like the student loan that's not helping them their career, making the money to pay it back.
Yeah, Press, you're breaking up really, really bad.
Let's see what's going on. Can we,
I heard almost nothing you said.
let's
maybe are you using Wi-Fi?
Well, how about now? I cut the I was going through the app. Now I'm going live. Does that sound different?
It's still break. Guzman, you seeing the same thing I'm seeing? Like, is it breaking up for you too?
Yeah, he's breaking up.
I may have to close this out and go to the other link. Hang on. I'm going to this.
As far as the student loans go, though, man, like, it all depends, because some interest rates for student loans are low, but some are like 18% or more. Like, I had one that was like 18%. I think it was like 21%.
A student loan? Wow, that's pretty high.
Yeah, because it was a private loan. Now, there's loans that you can consolidate with the Department of Education, but I believe they actually sold the loans to another company that takes over the payment. But when I did that gave me a fixed APR of like 6%, which is not bad.
Right.
Because most credit cards are like,
27%,
I would take 10 or more.
Yeah, it's crazy. Most credit cards are like 16%. I think what Hillbilly said is actually pretty damn clever, because he says to stop taking student loans and take like a bank loan is better. Even though the interest rate is a little bit higher, student loans can never be forgiven. and that's a fact. It doesn't matter what kind of financial bind you're in, you cannot forgive a student loan. You can't file bankruptcy with student loans, and that's a fact. So I think it might actually be beneficial to take a bank loan, and if things don't work out, if you're in a bad place financially, you can always file for bankruptcy, and that's that. That's actually
a
pretty
good
clever.
idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good idea, but if you already got it, it's too late.
No, hindsight is 2020.
Depending on your type of your field of work, they do forgive those type of loans though. Like
Really?
I believe if you're if you have like a job such as like a teacher, or you work for a nonprofit organization, there's different qualifications. You
And
would
they'll
have
pay
to
it
go,
off?
yeah, you have to basically work for that job for about, I think it was 10 years or so, and then they forgive your loans. I looked into it.
That's awesome. Press, that is awesome. Whatever you did, upgrade.
Yeah, I switched it out. I was using another phone and trying to do it on the laptop so I could get a better see all the comments and stuff. So I switched back to the phone that works.
I see more detail now in this camera.
I'm telling you, man. Smile is bright.
That's a nice wall, man.
Everything looking good, huh?
Yeah. So I don't know if you missed it, but Hillbilly actually had a really good point in reference to student loans. What he said was to quit taking student loans, and a bank loan is better. Initially, I was like, but bank loans are higher, right? But the fact of the matter is that student loans cannot be forgiven, regardless of what your financial situation is.
Right.
But a bank loan, if you come into financial problems, you can claim for not foreclosure, bankruptcy, and resolve yourself of those issues. So that's actually pretty clever. That's probably something that a lot of people don't think about.
Thank you.
That's if you're fortunate. That's if you're fortunate to even be approved for a bank loan at that point.
That's true.
Is much easier to get, and they give it to anyone.
Yes.
A bank do their due diligence a little bit based on your credit history, based on your credit report. And at that point, for the amount of money that you take to go to school, that's going to be a considerable amount of money. You're probably going to need a co-signer. So you're going to tear somebody else up.
He's right, because they look at your income to debt ratio before they even consider you for that bank loan.
Right. And if you have no income and you're going to school, the bank may not take that chance on you unless you have parents or someone that's going to be able to co-sign or help you get that loan initially.
That's awesome. So
he
trying to take someone down with him.
Yeah, but look at the good part. If it's someone that you trust, that's passionate about something, that want to go to school and get an education and better themselves and use their degree for something successful that they can earn a living from and be happy at, then that's the person you want to invest in. It's not just like ticking out, right? Education is an investment in yourself, investment in your skills, your knowledge, and the opportunity to earn more. So it all depends on how you look at it.
That's a topic I definitely want to talk about later on. Education, man. How the institution is becoming more prominent. People are getting even better education online through YouTube, through these other forms of these little programs that they consolidate everything that you would learn in a 4-year institution. They create these programs for you, and they're really, really efficient. Like, for example, these 14-day movie programs.
Yeah.
Like, people are for one, it's a great way to create a small business, right? If you can create some kind of educational material for people to learn something, it's a lot more affordable than going to school. And that's funny, because that's a route that education is going.
Yeah, but the things that you have, I'm going to a traditional school, and not that I'm endorsing. I understand that it depends on where you are in life. You don't get that college experience. You don't get the alumni behind you, that far reach into different industries from other people who may have went to that school that you can now reach out to as mentors, as a gateway into an industry or in a career. So there's different reasons why you may want to attend a traditional school, the history, the accreditation. So this way, when you have a degree and you walk in the door, based on the stamp that's on that the college degree, whether that person's going to take you serious, then you'd be like, yo, I got this from YouTube. Let's go.
No, but the idea is that you're not looking to be anybody's employee. The idea is that you're looking to become the employer. You're looking to become your own boss. Exactly.
Well, actually, in a different study, as you say that, most entrepreneurs are either are not college graduates or college dropouts, right? So people who are entrepreneurs kind of bet on themselves rather than betting on getting an education to then, be productive. Because so I'll back it up with a step, right? So we're kind of pre-programmed to be workers and we don't even know it, right? So
Yes.
from kindergarten all the way through school, you're programmed to get up in the morning, go to work, kind of get in school, get your education, come home, and then you see your parents go to work in the morning, come home. So you guys are on the same schedule. So in your mind, you're already programmed from an early age, like this is what
9
you're
to 5.
supposed to
Yep.
do. Exactly.
We
So
trying to break that habit here, man. Preston. We trying to break that habit. Entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship, absolutely. That's a way to go too, but that's no easy road. You're responsible.
No.
You're the decision maker. You're the boss. There's a lot of things that fall. You're HR. You're the bank.
It's not a 40-hour work week too. I'll tell you that right
but
now.
but neither is working for somebody else, because you're on their time. When you want to go on vacation, when you want to take time off, all
No,
that
when
stuff.
you're an entrepreneur, you can't go on. Who's going to run your business? You got to look at that too. Depends on the size of your business, what you do, and where you are in your business. You may be your business. You are an employee of your business. You can't go on vacation.
I'm trying to do something where I could go mobile.
Like right now, right?
Yeah, like right now, like when Rick gets famous, he gonna cut that check, right, Rick?
Absolutely. You take food stamps?
Right, Rick.
Hit him with that debit card.
The other part of that
that
too.
government cheese is good, man.
I'll
take food stamps.
So I was saying the other part of that, not everyone have the personality to take on all those responsibilities, the expense, all the sweat equity, as they say, that you have to put into it. Some people are just good. They manage their money well. I just want to go to work. I make enough where I'm happy, right? Because your income, what makes you happy, depends on what you can afford to do in your spare time based on how your income. So, for example, if you're working a 9 to 5 and you're able to pay your bills, maybe purchase a home, pay your mortgage, and still have enough to save something where you can go out and have time to go spend time with your family on the weekend. Some people may not want the hassle of being an entrepreneur and building something. I'm happy in this lane, and everything is not for everyone, right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Especially for example, if you have investments and you have a 9 to 5 job and you love what you do, that's all that matters. You're loving what you do.
What's the old saying? If you love what you do, you never have to work a day in your life.
Yeah,
that's right.
Because it doesn't feel like work.
It doesn't, but with everything else, right? Eventually, when you're running a business, you have to create a structure, and it becomes no fun at some point.
Yeah, I'm looking through this bill, man. There's a lot of stuff that could potentially be beneficial to a lot of people. Like there's aid for multi-employer pension plans. Also, the bill includes an $86 billion payout for failing pensions, which is good because a lot of people are worried that when they do retire, there's not going to be any money there. So that's something that they were concerned about. Hopefully, this gives them that boost they needed.
So I'll take you back. In 2008, when I was in my previous position in security, I was a part of a board and funding pension. So there was a law years ago that all pensions had to be 80% funded, and then you had the big 2008 crash, and that a lot of pensions had never recovered from. There's a lot of pension that are still underfunded, and they have employees that retired and looking for a pension and haven't been able to get it. So I think this was a big boost for those pension that was underperforming and not able to pay the retirees, and for future pensions that are underfunded that lost a lot of money recently. So yeah, that's a big deal to a lot of people.
It's definitely important to have your money and to make different sources of money, like your regular job, investments like trading, or an investment like buying property or something like that, something that'll give you a return back, because you can't rely just on, for example, Social Security or your pension.
Yeah, we talked about that too, man. Retirement, man, and being prepared for that shit. It was a dope conversation. I mean, people definitely got to consider different revenue streams for retirement, because you definitely can't retire on your pension alone.
What I
Not
used to
not
do
in
was,
the U.S.
yeah, What I used to do was I used to put 15% towards retirement. So every time I got a raise at the job, it didn't feel like I was losing anything. You know, it was just going towards the towards my retirement. Anytime I did overtime or I knew I was scheduled for overtime, I would increase my contribution so that the government would take less from my check and it would go more towards my retirement. Kind of like what one of our supervisors recommended to us once. That if you know when you're working overtime, increase your contribution so that you pay yourself first before you pay Uncle Sam.
This is good. That's a good piece of advice.
Right. You want to maximize your contribution because it's pre-tax dollars, so you reduce your tax burden at when all your deductions kick in for from your paycheck. So yeah, that's a good idea. But again, there's only I think if you're doing an IRA or a certain retirement, your max is 17.5 a year anyway, or 18.5, somewhere in that neighborhood. So no matter what it is, you're gonna max out unless you have a job 401k and you're in another IRA, then you can max both of them out if you're going to exceed that dollar amount. So that'll help you offset. And then you have multiple retirement accounts when you retire, right?
Yeah. Also, if your employer matches what you put in, you should definitely take advantage of that free money. Because, like for example,
Maximize.
one of my employers were matching 3% of what I put towards my retirement. So I just kept putting in, and they kept just dishing it an additional 3%. So that was great.
Yeah,
it adds up.
Most employers will match up to 3%. So for every dollar you put, they put a dollar with you up to 3% of your gross annual salary. So if you can max it out, then why not max it out?
Yeah. Had I stayed with that previous employer, once I turned 40, which would be like in 2 years, they would match 5%. But because I left, that's what I lost too.
It happens, man.
Exactly. Life happens. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, man. I want to hit some of these comments here, man. Show was wondering, did she miss the stimulus talk? No, there's different components to the stimulus conversation. We talked about the stimulus checks, we talked about the forgiveness for student loans, and now we talked about how they're also going to be helping with the pensions. So
we also talked about unemployment contribution will continue through September, the extra $300.
Right.
I think they also are freezing payments for student loans till September.
I know. You also can't get evicted till around September. Also.
Oh yeah. So I was actually reading that there's a lot of money set aside for foreclosures to help people keep their homes from banks, evictions. But there's also a lot of money put away. We talk about entrepreneurs, right? There's a lot of money put away for small businesses that struggled through the pandemic. So there's opportunities for them to file to get those. So it's a loan. I think it's a 1% interest over 20 years. You get the loan for. Yeah, that's not. Weren't you the one talking about interest before that you didn't want the?
No. But you talking about 1%, man. I'm talking about a higher percentage than 1%. I'm talking about 20, 18.
Yeah. Also, let me see what else we have here. I guess Elizabeth was talking about your contributions thing. She was saying it was up to 19,500 if you're younger than 50 to max out. And I think if you're older, that number goes up. If you're older 50, that number goes up also. Hillbilly was talking about doing a $100 investment challenge. I would like to hear more about that. And King Giz Malik says, y'all give me $100 each. That's what the investment.
Yeah, but with every investment, I expect a return. I just want a return. What's my return on my investment?
Right. So what he says, the $100 investment challenge is, I guess everybody invests $100 just for fun. Monthly, you get bragging rights for the most gains. That's actually pretty cool. Like, I guess you invest in a specific stock or whatever. You talk about it, and you guys just talk about how well your investment is doing.
Too late. I already did.
AMC
about to launch. Good investment.
Who's about to? Who?
DraftKings.
That was cheap plug.
You're about to do you're about to do your IPO.
Yeah, so
There you
actually
go.
the underwear is about to come in soon too. So I'm expecting that's $20. It's a good investment. You get 2 underwears, fresh, clean, best
Clean.
material ever.
Yo, let us know when that drops, man, for sure. We'll talk about it on one of the Thursday shows, and I'm looking forward to that, man. I mean, I believe in press.
They're in production. They're in production. Coming soon. Coming soon.
All right, cool. Mike wants to know about the thongs. When the thongs are coming out.
Whoa. That's a different department. Actually, you know what? So, and Mike is on there. The idea is that it's actually supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to be an active wear. So I know that you're coming from the gym, and so
there you go.
Perfect. There you go. Perfect for what you do.
No, that's not a joke, Mike. Seriously. No, because when we were talking about it before we even got on the show, that's one of the reasons why he decided to get into making underwear, is because when he was going to the gym, his underwear would ride up on it. You want to tell the story? I don't want to talk about your riding up underwear.
I don't want to go into it.
No, to educate Mike real quick.
Yeah, so when I was almost 300 pounds. I was like 295. I was in the big boy section. So what actually happened was, regular size when you go to the store only goes up to 44. After that, man, you got to go to the big and tall. I was like, yo. And after that, I decided to make a change and started going to the gym. So every day I go to the gym, the all underwears I have didn't work for going to the gym and working out. So I wanted something that was a little bit more comfortable, a little more stable, kept everything where it needed to be. And
you should have wrapped the towel then.
And so I had this idea from 2014, and I guess during COVID, I had plenty of time in my hand to do all the necessary research, what I needed to do, suppliers, setting up an actual business structure, and getting it rolling. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. But who knows, starting a business and making an actual product, it takes a while. It's not a turnkey. We have them tomorrow available. So
right.
Yeah, you just turned this into Shark Tank over here.
Not yet. No Shark Tank yet. And if I do get to that point, I may not want to go on Shark Tank because I got to sell a portion of the business for them to get in, right?
Yep. That's when you start evaluating it. I'm looking for a $200 million investment for 1% stake in my company. They're gonna be turn around and get the hell out of here.
But hold on, as we talk about gym, Mike, how's it going back to the gym in COVID gym time?
It's the same, The only thing is I miss playing basketball. They still don't allow you to play basketball. Every other machine is closed for the social distancing. For the most part, people do what they have to do, and it's crazy because like if somebody's wearing their mask below the nose, it's like everybody looks at them. Yeah,
so that's a requirement.
They're policing all the time. Yeah, the employees are policing the people that are at the gym too, and they'll remind you, hey, you have to wear it above your nose, the mask, and even when you're doing cardio, like for me, I was a big cardio guy. I can't do cardio on the treadmill with a mask, so I have to resort to doing it outside, even when it's really cold out.
Okay. Because that's the thing. I haven't been back to the gym. I wanted to go, but then I didn't want to bring anything home, so I haven't been going to the gym for that purpose. But I think once I have the vaccine and I feel that I'm able to, and yes, anybody, I am going to get the vaccine. I know it's a big controversy of who's getting the vaccine or not, but I would feel safer going into an environment where there's maybe a lot of people, there's breathing, maybe the air is not circulating as much, and so where I would feel safer, not 100%, but safer where I can go and exercise, because I feel that COVID-20 coming on.
Yeah, the new thing is everybody gets a spray bottle, and so they have disinfectant now. That's the new thing that they have at the gym, and people always carry around paper towels. Now the standard is you have to wipe your machines before and after you finish your workout.
That should be regular, man.
I know, but some people didn't care. Now, all of a sudden, people care. It's proper hygiene. Like, for example, when going to the bathroom and then after you're done, you wash your hands. Some people don't do it, and I've seen it in the men's bathroom. And that's why even prior to COVID, I would like teach my kids, when you go into the bathroom, you after you're done, you wash your hands. After you wash your hands, you take the paper towel, you clean, you dry your hands, and then you use that same one to close the sink. So they were already programmed to deal with this. It wasn't something that they had to adapt to. They already knew how to do it. And at the gym now, people are more conscious of about this COVID situation, so they do what they got to do.
I think things, man. I've been to the gym before, like you said, where people use machine, don't wipe them down, leave the bathroom, don't wash their hands, and now we're in the environment where we need everything to be clean.
Maria wants to know, with her fat ass can hardly walk with a mask. How y'all holding up in the gym with a mask? Chill.
Maria, we don't use those words. We use fluffy, okay?
I haven't been in to try it yet. So when I do, I will let you know how that feels. It probably takes a little while to get used to having that mask on, and when you are doing like aggressive exertion, right? Your heart rate goes up, your breathing goes up. I'm curious to see how that'll feel.
You get used to it. The hard part is just the cardio, like when you're doing a Stairmaster or the rowing machine or the treadmill, stuff like that. It's harder because higher intensity. But weightlifting, it really doesn't do much for you.
Yeah, Mommy Flo wants to know if you have to wait on line outside to get inside, because we actually saw a gym nearby where there was a huge line just to get to the gym, and I'm not gonna wait in line for an hour to get a 20-minute workout in.
No,
it just seems counterproductive.
For the most part, if they reach the maximum capacity, because like for example, my gym, you have to sign in. They'll let you know, oh, you can't come in at this time. We reached the maximum level. But the thing is that everybody's on different time schedules, that you're more likely to go in there and somebody's about to go out. So you don't get rejected. I haven't seen it. I've gone to the gym prior to COVID, and when they started at, what was it, 20%? I went during that time too, and I still was able to get in a workout, and I never went to the gym and they said, oh, I'm sorry, you can't come in. What happened though was there was less people going to the gym at that time, which meant like I didn't have to wait for a machine. I could just get on one and then go to the next one without having to wait.
Including this guy, because I still haven't gone yet. But I'm thinking about it, man. Maybe by this weekend I'll start going back to the gym.
Start at home, man. Don't wait till the gym opens up. Start doing some push-ups.
You know what it is? So at the beginning of COVID, am I breaking up or did Rick break up?
That's me. My camera said, uh-oh. I don't know what happened.
At the beginning of COVID, I'm like, man, I'm going to start doing push-ups. I started with 100 push-ups a day. Then I started doing 200 a day. Then I started increasing that to 500 a day. I got up to 1,000 a day. And then after about a week, so I did that for about 15 days. And then my elbows started hurting. My shoulders started hurting. And it don't feel the same working out at home like it is going to the gym.
Man, I was doing good, and then COVID happened, and I was depressed.
I know. So the thing that I do, like when I go to the gym, I put the music on. It's like my time to just focus on working out. It's more like a stress reliever. I know people think it's hard work, but it's actually something that you enjoy after you do it for a while. Not necessarily for the results, but for the feeling after a nice workout, a good sweat. You know what I mean?
I do it for multiple reasons, like because it helps me sleep better at night.
Yeah.
It relieves stress, makes you feel better too. So many different pluses.
And then the good part is, if you're consistent and you're eating right, then you start seeing results in the way you look.
The thing is, the guys give you more of the compliments than the girls do. They're like, "Oh, dude, yeah, you know what? I see you getting muscular." The girls just like, eh.
Yeah, but you're doing it for your own health and
Yes,
for your own results, not for anyone.
of course.
But it does feel good, man. I can't wait to go back and start. I'm hyping myself up to hopefully go back before the end of the week.
We should do a 100-day challenge of anything you want. The challenge.
Anything is a possible challenge.
I
Yeah,
actually I actually heard this on Eric Thomas podcast. So he did a 100-day challenge, and everybody picked a different topic to, a different thing that they wanted to work on. One person said that they wanted to tell their wife that they love them for 100 days. The other person was, oh, I'm gonna try to get abs. Another person was, I'm gonna try to save money. There's so many different challenges you could do out there. That's what I focus on with my Instagram channel. um I like to put motivational stuff on there, but I also like post when I'm at the gym, because I feel like it helps me. It gives me what's it called,
Motivation.
accountability, because if I put day one and then I do day two, and it's actually, if I do day one it's Monday, and then I put day two and it's Friday, that I missed. So it's accountability thing for me. And
yeah. I
also
don't I
I've
don't know what
actually,
happened to my camera, but
yeah. Also, I've actually had people inbox me who tell me, oh, friends of mine, oh, you know what, you really inspired me to go back to the gym, or you really inspired me to, like, with your motivational quotes. That's something that I really needed, because I was in a dark place. And we all, what I usually do is I try to follow people who are like, who motivate me in different ways, whether it's financially, spiritually, yeah, all different ways.
yeah, I
Yeah,
like to follow my wife to the bedroom
part of
because
it
she
too.
motivates me in a different way.
Just don't be like Pepe Le Pew.
Press Mister, I said I like to follow my wife to the bedroom because she motivates me in a different way.
Yeah, no, but back to what he was saying, you want to surround yourself with positive voices, people doing things that are uplifting, that are positive around you, that it's infectious, that you want to do right, and do the right thing, because that'll help you grow as better as a person. And that, like you said, whether it's financially, spiritually, or even like the gym, to get motivated to even, feel better after a nice workout.
Yep, that's why you
Oh
gotta.
yeah.
That's why you gotta be careful who you follow. Because sometimes people will, like, you follow the wrong person, and like, some people just put too much negativity out there in social media, and I don't like to read that stuff, so I try to stay away.
Now, speaking of which, when you go to the gym, do you have a plan? Do you have a workout routine? How do you navigate your days at the gym?
So every day is a different part of the body that I work out on. I actually took it. I took it from online. I found it online, and I kind of tweaked it to my to what I can personally do. Like, I can't follow The Rock's workout and try to work out like him, because he's a beast. But
They don't,
it's
they don't
actually
have a modified version.
one of his workouts that he does. But I actually tweaked it so that, because I know I can't lift like he can. Plus, I'm not taking the same type of supplements that he's taking. So, I just tweak it to what I can do. I'm actually just doing it for to to um to to be how do you say, not for losing weight, just to be toned more.
Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai would call you a straight pussy. That's why you can't do the Rocks workout.
Oh man.
Nah,
Now,
Johnny Lawrence is funny as hell. I'm sorry.
you know what? When I go to the gym and surround yourself, if there's a good group of guys that are working out and I don't know them, I'm like, man, well, this pre-COVID, can I jump in? Whether they're squatting, whether they're bench pressing, pull-ups, dips. Even if I can only do 5 or 2 or 1, but just to be a part of it, becomes infectious. You realize being motivated by others working, you get an extra couple of reps in there that you probably wouldn't have done on your own.
Yeah, I try to learn different exercises from the people that I see at the gym, especially if they're working on the same, you know, body part or whatever. Like for example, when I see somebody with a chest that pops out, and I see them doing a different workout that I've never seen, I'll try to do that so that because I know he knows what he's doing because of how he looks.
You're right. Check your man. Check your
I
man.
know.
He's doing it.
I know. I do it too much. You do it too much in the gym.
He got those glutes looking good. I can't wait to
Nah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Only the females I like when they squatting.
Well, guys like to have nice butts too, man. That's not cool, man.
Yeah, that's discrimination.
Exactly.
You know what? I had an idea the other day too. I was like, man, it'd be good like an app for beginners. Like if you walk into a gym and you're a beginner, have never been into a gym before, how do you navigate your way around a gym? Where do you start? What's your goals? And let's start there, and then have all the exercise on there from beginner.
Planet Fitness does.
Huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of apps like
Fitness
that.
Does. They're considered like a beginner gym. That's why they don't want you to like do the lunking, like when you bench press and you sound like you moaning and stuff like that. They won't allow you to do that because they feel like it intimidates other people who are starting at the gym.
That's crazy. I don't like that concept because for one, not for nothing, when I see people that are in really good shape, I'm never intimidated by them. I mean, even I can see how people can get intimidated by them, but for the most part, I'm like, damn, he's putting in that work.
Dude, they have an alarm that goes off if you start dropping weight.
That's crazy, though. No. That's crazy.
For a beginner gym, it is intimidating to a lot of people, especially your first time in there, and this guy's over there, throwing the weight around and screaming. You walk in the gym, be like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, I guess when you guys were talking about earlier with the vaccine and how it affects people inside the stimulus package, they were also talking about. Let me see. It says that more than 127 million vaccine doses have so far been distributed in the U.S. and more than 95 million administered, with the country on track to meet the administration's goal of 100 million jabs during the first 100 days of his administration. April 30 marks his 100th day in office. Biden said by the end of May, the country will have enough supply to vaccinate every adult in the U.S.
But they won't give it to kids, though, right?
No one under 18 should be getting the vaccine. If I'm not mistaken.
Why is that?
I'm not a doctor. I'm not even going to try to answer that question. I'm going to assume it has something to do with their immune system being able to tolerate it.
No, I'm going to play it safe, and I'm not going to take it either.
Well, no, that's the thing, right?
I didn't want to take it either.
Right. So back to what Mike said, don't want to take it. And Rick just said 95 million people already had the vaccination. So if there's anything that was happening that was targeting or all these tracking devices or all these diseases, whatever people feel that's being inputted in their arm, 95 million people would have had an effect already. You know what I
mean?
It's not that. It's the way. From my point of view, if it's not good for kids, it's not good for me. You don't have the same equipment as kids as far as your lungs, your heart, your immune system. It's completely different. Well, I'm okay if I can't have any more kids because I already have two. But I'm saying, if it has something to do with giving the vaccine to kids that are under 18 and there's a possibility that they can't have, children if they want to, then
I don't think that's a concern.
Yeah. I think that's just an underlying concern right there that tells me, you know what? I don't think this vaccine's ready for me. I'm not telling people, I'm not encouraging people not to take it. I'm not telling people to take it. You do whatever you think is good for you.
Did you hear that somewhere?
What?
About the vaccine sterilizing kids?
No, I'm just saying, they won't vaccinate kids. They won't vaccinate kids because I don't know why, but my point is that once it's safer for them, then I'll feel safe. It's safe for me too.
You got that again. Johnny Lawrence, let's say your immune system's still a pussy. No, I'm getting mine on March 19th. Initially, I didn't want to get it. I mean, that was a public thing. I was worried about, the first wave, the first batch of stuff not being that great. But, there are a lot of benefits that, taking the vaccine that I want to take advantage of, which is one of them is like, hopefully, if I'm not mistaken, I think the CDC says that we don't have to wear the damn mask anymore if we're vaccinated. We could travel better. I'm not 100% sure on that, but there are a lot of benefits that I want to take advantage of. I'm looking forward to traveling this year, and I'm looking forward to putting this thing behind us.
So I'm gonna say this: there's a fine print, though. If they
Mhm.
say you can't travel, then I'm gonna be the first one in line.
Yeah.
Well, there was a report on ABC News today. I was watching the evening news that Dr. Fauci said if everyone is taking the vaccine and it stays on track, we can reach herd immunity by the end of the summer.
That sounds promising. If that's legit, and if everything he's saying is legit, I mean, I don't know. That guy, I don't know how I feel about that guy because he flip flopped so much. Oh, you don't need a mask. Oh, we can't do this. Oh, you need a mask. Oh, you need 2 masks. Oh, you need 3 masks now. Oh, you need to walk on your hands and backwards and do a spin in your head.
You know what?
He has adjusted as the data came back and whatever information, because it was all new. No one kind of knew. It was all learning together, and they're the experts, so they were take extreme precaution. Then they kind of lightened up, and it was like, nah, you need to double
extreme guesses. It looked like it's funny because we talked about I can't remember who had this conversation. I think it was you. We talked about doctor as a practice. Was that with you?
So no, it wasn't with me, but that's funny.
It's funny because it's a practice. They're constantly practicing. They're professional practitioners. It's not an exact science.
Well, as we can see with all these developing viruses and disease, man, it's always a practice. You never know. It's not you're not everybody's not going to the doctor for the same ailment over and over, where they can create a standard, and everyone is different. So I guess it is a practice.
Yeah,
you know what?
Absolutely.
I'm surprised you guys asked me how was it post COVID or during COVID right now going to the gym, but you didn't ask me about traveling, which I recently did. There is no social distancing on that plane. At the minute that the plane lands, everybody's getting up. The people all the way in the back don't even wait until the people in the front clear. It's crazy. As far as the some airlines too, some of them hand the antibacterial towelettes, others don't.
Here's a question I want to address really quick. It's actually a good question. If they did come out with a vaccine for kids, would you feel safe giving it to your child? What do you guys think about that?
It's still too early.
Well, it all depends on, I would say depends, right? If we continue where kids are really not being affected by COVID or having any symptoms, issues, ailments where they need to be hospitalized, then I wouldn't feel the need to do it. But if it's like what happened to seniors and adults with underlying conditions and need to go to the hospital and being put on respirators, absolutely. I wouldn't want to see my child in that position where I know if they get it, that's a possibility, then absolutely. But if it's the latter where it's not something it's going to be that dangerous and it continues the way it is, then, we'll just continue until it's mandatory.
I see it this way. Just think of it as when you first got the PlayStation 5, some of them overheated, right? Now there's a warranty for that if it doesn't work out. For us, if the vaccine doesn't work out, there is no warranty. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just wait it out and and be inconvenienced by the mask than to feel like I have to rush to get the vaccine.
Because I just want to put this shit behind me, bro. I'm tired of it.
I feel that a year is not enough. Just think about the flu vaccine.
What about it?
The flu vaccine, the vaccine still makes some people sick when they get it, and some people, I'm talking about really sick, not just a mild headache or a slight fever. I'm talking about some people can for over a week they get really sick that they have to be hospitalized. I don't know
new
if that
every
ever
year.
happens to you. I never got that. I never had that experience where, for example, the flu vaccine got me sick, but I know people who have.
All right.
That has happened. I've had the flu vaccine. The next day, I feel terrible, but then after that one day, I'm usually fine. And I've taken the flu vaccine, I think, every year for the past, I don't know, 5, 6 years. Haven't had any issues. Haven't had the flu in any major way. So I don't know if something's gonna happen to me, but so far I've been safe enough to where I'm okay and confident to take it. As a matter of fact, when I was tested positive for COVID, when I went to go get the COVID test, I actually got the flu shot at the same time. So that's that's how confident I was that I didn't think anything negative about it in order to take it.
Yeah, I haven't had the flu shot in a while, and so far I haven't gotten the flu. I've been good. I believe it's been since once I finished college, I stopped taking. That was like in 2010. I stopped taking flu vaccines.
That's 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Maria says, fun fact: if you didn't die from COVID, your immune system can and will fight it.
True.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our segment today, man. We had a lot of fun talking about different aspects of the stimulus package. I will be putting timestamps to the different aspects of the stimulus package that we talked about for those of you who are interested in looking at that part of the conversation. With that said, man, I just want to remind you guys that this is an open platform about, having open discussion, man. We are not educators. We are just sharing our experiences, and we want to hear from you guys too, man. You might change our minds. We might change yours. And with that said, man, we don't always have to agree, but damn it, we should always talk. So, again, we're here Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 8 p.m. sharp. And we will see you manana, man. Thank you guys for showing up, man. Mike, Press, you guys rock. You guys can check them out. The link to their stuff is in the description below. You have Twister Rapper Apparel and Motivated by Success at Instagram.
Go
Check
get that
them out.
underwear.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man.
Get two.
Yeah, why not? It's a two-pack. It's a two-pack.
Gotta prepare for next year, Valentine's Day.
All right, take care, guys, and have a good night. You guys stick around, all right? Take care. Bye.